want some more, nigga.
Welcome back to 4th Flow ENT TV. Special guest C Jones the Goof in here with me.
What up?
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this video, take a few seconds, scroll down, hit that thumbs up, like button. Feel free to leave a comment throughout this video. Share it with family and friends. Most importantly, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on IG, hit that follow button so you won't miss out on any C Jones related content. And this is the 4th official episode of Real Raw Reviews. And in this episode, we're featuring the 2021 Mortal Kombat. So I had to bring the Mortal Kombat gurus, in my opinion, on the video. You got Cassius in the back. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel, his social media in the description. You got Kayla Wade right here. I'm gonna leave his link to all his social media in the description. They know a little bit more about Mortal Kombat than I do, even though I was introduced to it, you know what I'm saying, the game and all that way before they was born. I was playing the games and shit, but they know more about it afterwards. So I had to bring them along on the video. So with that being said, we're gonna dive straight into the video. If you haven't seen the movie already, go check it out. It is gonna be spoilers throughout this video, so it is a forewarning. There will be spoilers.
Don't
throughout
go
this
waste
video.
your money.
Yeah, let's go and tell you that right now. The movie, not
Out
so
the
good.
gate. So the movie basically opens up Scorpion and he walks off. Sub-Zero pops up, kill his clan, almost kill his family, his wife and child. Well, one of his children.
First of all, that's a story we done seen about 50 million times. They showed it on the game. They showed it on Mortal Kombat Legacy. Scorpion just had his solo animated movie. We tired of seeing that shit. Okay. Now Scorpion ain't never have a daughter. He only had a wife and a son. So they threw that in here just to introduce some character named Cole Young, who I don't give a damn about. You know. So and
Cole Young was the main dude. That main dude.
He didn't even feel like a main character.
Yeah, and then if you know the game, you know Sub-Zero wasn't really responsible for the death of his family and clan. So that's the first piece of shit off the gate.
So let me ask you this though. The initial, when the movie popped off and Sub-Zero showed up and the fighting he did with Scorpion right there, what you think about the fighting right there?
Now the fighting
was it enough to draw you right into the movie like, oh, this gonna be pretty good on the fighting side?
The fighting side was pretty good. The only thing about the fighting side was the fights were too short. Before it's the action and the creativity, I get that an A+.
I think it was decent because of the fighting, because it was Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Because on the first movie and the second movie, I don't think Scorpion and Sub-Zero ever fought each other. They was on teams. On Annihilation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They weren't really like no, brutal
yeah, because the brother or something like that. But as far as the fight, I've seen better. Me personally, the best fight, I think at the top of my head, the one on the Mortal Kombat Legacy, where the two fought outside on the little episode DVD you got. That was the best fight with Scorpion and Sub-Zero to me.
And to be honest, I think they did a better job at showing the massacre of Scorpion's family and clan in this movie. I would say it was more powerful on there because when he touched his son after he was frozen, the ice started to crack.
So Sub-Zero, aka real name Bihan.
That's the first Sub-Zero. That's the one that becomes
he murked Scorpion family. He murked Scorpion. And so after he murked Scorpion, Raiden pops up right after Scorpion like dissipates into like the netherrealm or underworld, wherever he was, to hell or whatever you want to call it. Then the movie it shows Raiden go and find Scorpion's daughter, the only survivor of his bloodline, and then I guess it fast forwards in the movie to lineages, generations later, where you got this guy Cole Young. So he's like the only bloodline descendant of Scorpion. During that up-to-date time, present time in the movie, it goes to show Jax loses his arms trying to save. Who was he trying to save?
He was really wasn't saving nobody. Jax was trying to be a hero.
He was trying to save Cole Young and let him leave with his family. Well, he did do that, but then when he got out the car and told them to take the truck, I'm thinking, okay, Sub-Zero had just teleported to catch up with y'all in the car. So what if Sub-Zero would have been on some teleport, went right to the truck and got them? So I'm like, nigga, you got out the truck for nothing. But that was brave of him though, and then you know what I'm saying?
It was for nothing though.
But it wasn't though, because he distracted Sub-Zero for them to get away, because he went in the building and fought Sub-Zero.
And the game is first of all, the game came out before the movie, so let's clarify that. Now in the game, in the first timeline, Jax didn't have his arms ripped off. He just wanted some enhancements. But
I think that was neat to have him, the two characters where his arms were froze off.
On the most recent, the reboot of Mortal Kombat 2011, the game, Ermac burst his arms off. So I mean, Jackson got his arms ripped off 3-4 different ways. So
it was neat though. The guy who played Jax is the guy from the Tyler Perry movie, the famous Cassius, ashtray, bitch. That was him. So I wish they would have picked a different character. Like I said, they could have got my boy Cassius.
Got me, man.
They could have got him to play Jax, because that dude, like, it's just unfortunate, but that's one of them situations where your first role that you was introduced to the world is iconic in a way to where I'm always remember you as the mean, rude, ashtray bitch type nigga, no matter what you play. So I couldn't really get into him as Jax, but it was decent, I guess. The next note I took was Kano kills Reptile saving Sonya. Now I do feel like that little part of the movie was a nice little intense scene where Reptile popped up and Kano fought him, and decent little action. The fighting scenes was just too short for me. It was just too short. They fought a lot of people, a lot of fights was going on at the end, and even then it was like they go from this fight to this fight to this fight to this. Like,
and the way they
I think they could have did it better.
The way they portrayed Reptile was kind of lame. Like, I know the name Reptile suggests that, of course, he's a reptile, but actually seeing him as like that, how they did in this movie was just bad. Because if you remember what was Annihilation where he was in?
Mortal Kombat was the first one.
Yeah, the first one where Reptile was in, he came out, it was like epic, the music playing, he hit a flip, kick, Liu Kang, you know, it was just an epic scene, and it was like, in this scene, it wasn't there.
Turned around, Kano messed around, he sold out, which they was kind of hinting the whole movie that Kano was money hungry. He gonna go back for that money because he was finna do something with Sonya, kill her or something, but then she offered him money to help her or something. So you could tell he was about that bread, but he took some bread from Cabal and some type of way messed up Raiden's shield over the temple to where Shang Tsung and his army could get in. Kang was probably the most entertaining, funny character in the movie to me. I mean, Kano.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been Johnny Cage with that sense of humor that Kano and Johnny Cage both got a sense of humor. But
Kano was like the star of the movie.
But it should have been Johnny Cage. Like,
but they did hint at Johnny Cage at the end.
But
I'm guessing he's gonna be in the sequel.
And was Sonya and Kano ever cool like at any point in the games?
No, not like that.
Yeah, they did.
But
I
think now that part on the movie I agree with, to where she had Kano hostage, tied up, but then Reptile popped up. She's fighting Reptile, and in the midst of this, Kano broke free, and he started fighting Reptile, and he actually helped her and saved her life, if you want to say. So I think at that point, she still viewed Kano as a bad guy, who's somebody who couldn't be trusted, but just for that moment, he had just saved their life, so she was just kind of being lenient with him. She just was lenient with him too long. They was eating dinner together now, and by that time, Kano, you know what I'm saying, he had already, you know what I'm saying, at that point, he was going to meet with Cabal and sold him out, so she just was nice too long, but he did save their life.
You couldn't even really tell that Sonya, had animosity towards Kano at the beginning, because they cracking jokes and stuff. In the video games, it was very clear that Sonya hated, Kano guts, and just to see that in the movie, like them joking back and forth, and just because Kano, helped you supposed to hate, Sonya hate this dude in the games, and just the way that did, it was just awful. It was bad.
I think it was neat how they had it where you got like the little birthmark thing on you, and if you got that, you have a certain power. If you die, you lose it to who killed you, and then they will unlock a power. I think that was neat. That was a neat twist on the Mortal Kombat, and something I would like to see going forward with that little twister where you can unlock something, because it leaves you wondering like who's who, what's their power. And then the guy Kai, whatever his name is, when he figured out his power, it kind of reminded me of the Black Panther and how his suit could absorb anything, and then it takes it and it repels it back out. So his ability was kind of cool. What y'all thought about his fight with Goro?
In the game, Goro was the undisputed Mortal Kombat champion, which means
now we can't just reference it to the game.
I know, but still though, in the game, Goro was a freaking monster. Like, he the one that defeated all the previous 9 Mortal Kombat. The only people that beat him in the game I recall is Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Cyber Sub-Zero. Now, he was just torn apart by Cole Young, which is a new character. They just was throwing stuff in there.
What about Jax versus that big dude? Who was that big dude?
Now that's Reiko. Reiko was like
what game is he from?
He first appeared on Mortal Kombat 4 back on Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1. So he basically like a mini Shao Kahn. But he did not like portray Reiko as like the games portray. Reiko is slimmer than that. He's faster. He throws shurikens and stuff like that. He was just like a big brute in this movie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Just like somebody to kind of balance guns with jacks.
Yeah.
What did y'all think about the Liu Kang versus Cabal fight?
I thought
First of all, Cabal's costume was corny as hell.
I liked his costume and his ability.
I kind of liked his costume and his ability, but they crapped on Liu Kang.
How they
too.
made him quick, but I look at, when I think of Cabal, I think of him as an assassin, a deadly, quiet assassin. Like, I don't think of him as nobody who's joking back and forth with Kano. Like, I feel like they made the characters a little bit too passive.
Yeah.
It's more to combat. It's supposed to be more aggressive. But I did like his costume. It looked just like the game. I liked his blades, his quickness, the purple aura around him. I liked all the effects about Cabal on the movie. The Sonya and Melina fights, that was a good little girl on girl fight. Was Melina black? Was I tripping? Was that a black girl? She looked black. If y'all seen the movie, let me know in the comment section. Was the girl who played Melina black?
And the thing about Melina is, it just seemed like red paint was on, the side of her mouth. I could be mistaken now, but in the games,
when she got mad, she ripped it open.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a new twist. I don't know if she could have did it back and forth.
It's probably when she closed it, he'll seal back up. That's why the blood's still there.
Could be, but.
Let me ask y'all this. How do you have Melina in the movie but not Katana? Katana is nowhere in the movie. She's not even hinted about in the movie. How do y'all feel about that movie?
Her fan was in the movie as a little Easter egg.
Where?
I saw it was a fan in the movie. Corn Cheese Amulet was in the movie. That's what Kano had took.
Hold on, slow down. Where was the fan part at?
You had left out at that point.
At the fan?
No, at the amulet.
What part? Because I left out when they was in the desert.
When they got in the temple, Kano had made a little joke earlier about whatever he found in there is his. Mm-hmm. He had took Quan Chi's amulet, which in the game it was used to seal Quan Chi off. Not Quan Chi,
Shinnok. So that's a neat little Easter egg. Mm-hmm. And where was the fan at? Katana fan?
It was one little clip on there. They had showed it.
Yeah, the Sonya and Melina fight was kind of decent. Okay, Kung Lao versus the Flying Girl.
I mean, that wasn't even a fight.
It was one part where somebody was like, her and her scream or something. Somebody said what kind of hinted that could be Zendaya, but that wasn't Zendaya.
Nah, that was Natara. That was Natara. She from the game.
Then I think somebody was saying was that the boy, like the girl with the bugs flying around her.
So it was somebody from Armageddon.
See, some of the games.
It was like they was throwing too many nonchalant characters, like
non-relevant characters.
Yeah.
I would say my most intense fight scene of the moment was the part where Kung Lao did a fatality with his hat. What would y'all say was y'all most intense fighting moment on the movie?
Now, that was a classic. That was a classic. I like that part.
I don't know.
You got that in the movie. You got Liu Kang did his bicycle kick. That was a part in the movie.
I like the part where Liu Kang.
You had the part where Sub-Zero made the wall come up, the ice shield, and threw
I would
Scorpion
say that was the best fight, just because they had been building on to the whole movie.
Yeah.
Liu Kang wasn't Liu Kang. He's like a teenage boy.
What was you finna say? Your best fight part?
No, I would say one of my favorite parts is when Liu Kang, when he pushed his hands up and the dragon came out.
Yeah,
that was an Easter egg to MK11's Fatal Blow, where he did that. The dragon came up and it went down on Cabal and it killed him.
Yeah, that was Cabal.
Yeah, I forgot.
That was pretty cool, I gotta admit.
My last little part, man, Shaw, Kung Lao, man. Kung Lao, only good dude on the movie that died, man, and really got his soul sucked out of him by Shang Tsung. I think he killed the Flying Girl. That made Shang Tsung kind of mad, and he just sucked Kung Lao's soul out of him, and then it was a funny part where Kano was like, oh, he finna do the soul-sucking thing. Cabal said it. And so it was like it kind of watered down the gruesomeness of doing that, but at the same time, Kung Lao did get murdered. I know Cassius, that's one of his favorite characters.
And I was joking at the beginning about, Kung Lao, because I like Kung Lao.
And then, first of all, in the games, Kung Lao beat Shang Tsung and Quan Chi at the same time. And it wasn't even no fight. He just took his soul out, made him look like a bitch. I did not like that, bro. I ain't like that. Kung Lao, my favorite character, he didn't deserve to go out like that. Saving Cole Young that he had just met. That don't make no sense.
I will say this. I think that by killing Kung Lao and having Shang Tsung take his soul, I think you can play around with that a lot moving forward in sequels, because you can resurrect Kung Lao and either do a spin-off or make a movie that's basically themed off Liu Kang, that's more mature, more older, more bigger, more swollen, and more of the Liu Kang we used to, then fighting the Kung Lao that's been resurrected from the dead. I think that would make for a good sequel or trilogy. In that sense, if that's why they're doing it, I think that was a good move. Overall, 1 to 10, what would y'all get a movie?
I give it a 4.
3.5. All the characters were corny. The dialogue was
If
corny.
I was to say 5, that means 50-50. Either way, on a day, a good day, I go watch it. On the bad day, I won't. But after seeing it once, I know for a fact I wouldn't pay to go back to the movies and see it, so I can't give it a 5. So I'm gonna give it a 4. And for 4 flowing team, I'm gonna give it a 4, especially compared to the first one and the second one were both better than this one to me. And for those that have been made in the 90s, early 2000s, and you made this in 2021, and those are still better, that's slow. Like you could have did way better. I'd rather go pay. I would literally go to the movies and pay to go see the first one on theater than to go pay and see that one.
Warner Brothers, whoever wrote this, you wrong.
You need to be fired. Shout out to all the, characters that made the movie or whatever.
Yeah, the cast, y'all just doing y'all job.
Yeah,
and stuff,
it's just the directors.
They doing their job, got our money. That's
Just-
what they did.
just-
That's it. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Like I say, be sure to follow, subscribe so you won't miss out on any content. Get in that comment section. Let us know what y'all thought about the movie. Comments, improvements, good points, pros, cons about the movie. Just let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. It's your boy C. Jones.
Caleb Wade.
Cassius Wade.
And we out, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Till next time.